Alright, welcome back to another episode of Art Time, where today we're going to be working on the next commander of the Chromorph universe in the Viridescent faction. So, if you enjoy today's episode, then please leave a like and subscribe for more. Alright, so, this character is a character from the Viridescent faction. Her name is Cat, as you can clearly tell by, Commander Cat and whatnot. And, yeah, there's not really much to say about her character at the moment. Most of it remains an enigma, and whether or not we go about talking about it in the bio, well, we probably aren't. It's probably going to take a while before we actually get to that point. But, yeah, this one shouldn't take too long. Yeah, the original drawing of this character, from way back when on album 14, and now that I got the thing back, I can show you the album 14 drawing. This character right over here. Man, it's so weird going back and seeing old drawings in this department. I mean, Jean looks relatively fine, it's just the girls don't look as fine. And that's mainly because I've adopted the anime nose instead of trying to go for a realistic nose. But that's usually how that goes. Anime nose usually looks way better than realistic nose, and even more so with my the current particular style of using the pen tool to be able to draw. But I digress. When I stopped playing Terraria Master Mode, I started, for some reason, playing Raft again. Was able to get it to run properly, but the graphics are low as hell. Well, not low as hell. The textures are on fast mode, but mostly everything is kind of on fastest. Because for some reason this computer can't handle Raft. But it's fine. And we made considerable progress. Got a nice looking little boat raft. I still want to expand upon it, but I gotta get a bunch more wood. Which I don't remember wood being so much of a pain to get. Man, wood is so painful to get. Like, really. Trying to get wood and, like, a mass to be able to build a full-on houseboat. Especially if you're using regular wood. Solid wood be damned. Yeah, that's just not fun. Trying to get all the wood you need. I mean, we don't really have the engine stuff set up yet. Can't really do it yet with my particular build, but it's fine for now. Whether or not I'm going to be playing that throughout the course of this week, probably not. Considering the fact that I still got much to do. Outside of this, I also got to finish up this one drawing that I've been working on. I can give you a little preview, since this will be coming out way before that. And anybody who looks at this stuff, it's going to take a while. It's the finale of My Luna Academia. See? Cute little fade just here. And I didn't realize that the couch and fade's colors mixed together. I still feel like there's more that I could probably improve upon, but I don't know where exactly yet. I think I just got to shade everything in. Or maybe move a few things here and there. For now, it doesn't matter. For now, we want to work on this. And then later on, we're going to work on Game Crafters, despite the fact that we should have been doing this on a Saturday, but nope. Doing it on a Sunday, apparently. Which is fine. But, yeah. That's what we have been working on for the most part, and we're going to continue working on it, as probably where the episode for that is going to start off, as I shade and texture in the girls and maybe do the background. Depends on how long that's going to take. But, yeah, Toonami's finally got their hands on My Hero Academia Season 6. Which is surprising to say the least. You never really expected it with Sony, I think. The people who are currently, have that series on Crunchyroll. Yeah, with somebody in that department having that series under lockdown, you never really expected that to occur, but now we do. I've already been spoiled on one and mayhaps a second one. I didn't look further into it in a worrisome case, because for obvious reasons. But you know what? Luna is here, and you know, if anything stupid happens, Luna can intervene. Why not? I still got like 3 more freaking, or well, 2 more, seasons to make of that little mini-series. This might be the season finale, but it will pick up again in the next limitation period. What do you think I have been doing with fucking Luna v Titan? Bringing Ymir back to life so that Historia can get her happy ending. That's what I'm going to be doing for this one. And there might be another series I want to do that too. One that many of you probably already all know so well. You know, Akame got killed, right? Many things that are just going wrong in that series. And not wrong as in like, oh, story's bad. No, story is good. It's just I don't like how the story went with, you know, what happened to some of the characters. I'm sure many of you could probably agree. Maybe many. But, yeah. There's a few things there we can change, although I think there's still like a small amount of characters we could choose from for Luna to actually like do anything with. But we could still have Luna go after and save them, just like we're gonna have for well, I guess technically, what was his name again? Night Owl, Nighthawk. I can't remember his name. Night Eye. Ah, yes, Night Eye. That's what his name was. But, spoilers. Even though it's not really big spoilers, since I've said it already, Kane Right to Ninku's gonna murder the shit out of Chisaki, and Luna's gonna save Harry. And it's gonna be a wholesome save, as opposed to all the other saves that she's conducted. Although, I guess, technically speaking, her saving Harry means that she's saving Night Eye and Fallout Boy from... What the fuck was his name? Okay, hold on. Was that his name? No, that's... Rumi? Why is... Oh, Mirko. That's not who I'm looking for. Who am I looking for? You? Ah, Mirio. Dogata. Dogata? Mario. Literally looks like Fallout, man. But, yeah, no, we're in turn of saving Night Eye by saving Eri. It's also saving Mirio from, yeah, I guess I should say, spoilers, losing his quirk. Even though that is, it's been out for a while, but who knows. Some of y'all was like, maybe I'll give the series a chance at some point. But first, I'm going to watch this random episode of Art Time of a commander. It has nothing to do with this particular series I'm looking for. Go, I've been spoiled! I mean, what are the chances? What are the chances? Hell, I won't be surprised if I manage to get a dislike on this video as well because of that. Ah, yes, of course. Now, I'm surprised it took this long to get dislikes. At least 2 so far. I expected at this point. Surprised I didn't get on the 5th episode of Song Frontiers. What was terrible. If you don't know what that episode was... Oh god, I tried to fix a problem and then somehow it got out of hand. Don't ask me how it got out of hand. And then I found a much more simpler fix, which is just change the encoder in simplistic form. Well, nevertheless, 6 through so far are going to be 10 soon. Well, the episode's already recorded. 10 is perfect. 1 through 4 is meh. Oh wait, gloves. 5 is cursed and has some Eggman dialogue, which we might just like come back to and like talk about, or not talk about, re-listen for old time's sake. Cause yeah, this is probably a spoil. Yeah, because this is going to be coming out Sunday, but you're never going to believe just how close we are to finishing this game. No spoilers for that series and, you know, not the other one. But we're getting close to finishing that game. Way closer than I thought. But it's fine. At this point, I fully expect it. Anyways. Tree branch. So yeah, as I was saying before, some, instances can happen. Luna will save some characters and whatnot if there need to be saving. Just like she did for Ragdoll. Even though Ragdoll, had traumatic experience and lost her quirk, but then turned out to be fine in the end. Regardless, we don't want her to suffer. So that's where Luna came into play. Luna made her introduction in the first episode, helped out the heroes in the second. Kane Rantaninku gave himself leeway into this universe to kill All for One. It's going to be interesting how the hell that's going to work when he comes back into the picture. I'm pretty sure this is not a spoilers instance because he's still alive, obviously, in the original timeline. No reason for him not to still be alive in the original timeline. So he will eventually make his, appearance. There's no way around that. I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to break him out of that jail cell, and it's not going to be All Might versus him, but rather Midoriya versus him. Most likely. I'm not sure. I feel like successors fighting successors is like the most obvious outcome. Well, they could have Endeavor go after him. Who knows? All I know is that in my alternate timeline, he's dead. So it don't matter. Anything stupid happens with him, well, he's already dead in my alternate timeline. So in other words, that wouldn't happen. Plus, you saw in that one episode, All Might is back in his prime again, thanks to Luna. And aside from that, well, with Luna there, she's going to make sure that everything turns out alright in the end. Because she's now running the picture in this alternate universe, just as she is doing in... Well, technically, that would be a spoiler, so I shouldn't really say much about that just yet. Not just yet. Spoiler for my series, not for the original. Because this would never happen in the original. There's not some mythical, godlike android being coming in and helping out everybody. Although I was thinking about having the bunny girl, Ruka, whatever the fuck her name is pronounced, in the third season. Why do I have a funny feeling I'm going to have to hold off on that for, something stupid I'm sure is going to happen. Probably not. Like, they just introduced the character, right? I mean, yeah. Surely nothing stupid's going to happen. But like I said before, I can change the timeline. And I've already changed the timeline, so if something stupid happens, I'm there. With my mind to change the timeline. And of course, any other things that we need to do throughout that entire sequence. I do worry. I don't think they're gonna kill off any of the children. Surely they won't. There would be no reason. There would be outrage. People would be upset. Well, we say that, but no, though, then again, that's Attack on Titan. That's a completely different story. And of course, she was like 20, so I guess at the same time doesn't exactly, change much of anything. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Spoilers for that if you don't know, but I'm not really going to go about doing a thing. Oh yeah, our whole spoilers thing. Spoilers ended. Spoiler has ended a long time ago. I forgot about it. You can't expect me to remember something like that I barely utilize as much, because I shouldn't really be talking about spoilers randomly of series that some people probably are going to watch, but for some reason haven't yet. Well, if you haven't watched it yet, you're never going to watch it now. Should have watched it before you watched this, apparently. Yes, of course, my content apparently meshes... Well, I guess technically it is meshing it, because I am doing alternate timelines. Like, anybody who is, hasn't watched, up to the point where we're at in Attack on Titan yet, who hasn't gotten to, that particular end point of the season, is probably going to be like, what? Wait, what? What? Spoilers? Ymir's dead? excuse me? What? And I'm like, yeah, she wanted to do that for some reason. I don't really know why. Like, I mean, yes, I know why, but I don't understand why you had to do that and leave your girlfriend behind like that. Sad, alone, and with, people who are probably just itching to freaking... Oh, wait, no, that's... Timeline-wise, that doesn't occur yet until season 4, right, technically speaking. So, like, hey, regardless, you're leaving your girlfriend alone in a world full of titans. Could just stay there, be with her, protect her, but nope. You just had to do the thing that you did. Anyway, spoilers ends. But with that particular spoiler being talked about, yeah, it's... kind of makes sense that most of the stuff from other series is, liable to be spoiled due to my altering of the timelines. Timeline alteration doesn't matter too much, provided you have somebody who's always there to keep everything in check, i.e. Luna. And to an extent, it doesn't exactly matter too much for this particular time. I forgot the color in the rest of these freaking fingers. It doesn't matter too much in that particular timeline because, at the end of the day, Luna has a very specific plan to, to play out. So obviously, that universe doesn't matter, but this one does. Because this one's actually, like, all people. The other one is just a group of, a group of people who are hated by the entire world and has nowhere else to turn. Whoops, that thing is on. Don't know why. God damn it. So at the end of the day, it makes sense for very particular spoilers in that particular series. I won't talk about it yet. For that instance to occur. You will understand when it's time, but for now, we're working on other things. We're working on other projects right now. Alright, we got Commander Cat now. This is great. Right, Cat? Cadillac? Okay, good. Great, fantastic. It took us like almost 18 minutes. Alright, good. Great. So anyways, right. There's a decent amount that we have to get done with here for this week. In terms of drawings, after this one, we've got the season finale of My Luna Academia to draw, of course. I gotta post the story for Adventurous Ami's 11th episode, and also make the story as well. Don't know when I'm gonna do that. I'm thinking maybe today, most likely. Right, Cat? I feel like it kind of has to be today. What you looking sad for? Aside from that, I want to try to get a head start on the second episode of Ebony and Ivory, which is going to consist of Moon, Nakato, Erika, and Beverly. You know those girls, right? Have I drawn Yeah, I've drawn Nakato before. The cafe group. Right. I drawn her before art time. So you've definitely seen her. You've seen Claire, you've seen Violet. I don't think you've seen most of the other goth girls in the goth group. At least I'm not sure if you have or not. I would have to look back. I mean, yeah, a large majority of art time consists entirely of Chrome Wars stuff, Elementals Reborn stuff. A lot of that stuff. They're getting like some insider insight, or whatever the hell the word is, some, lore hints and whatnot to those universes as I draw them. But because most of the portrait stuff is mature, especially for this limitation period, minus like at least a few in you know, what was it called again? The Forgotten Fling episodes, that little miniseries, which I think has only got like, yeah, we're going through all the safe for work ones, so that's going to be 3 this limitation period, so you should be able to see all of them. You know, assuming we can, like, get that, well, soon. Not really soon. It depends on when the hell I decide to draw that. Strange to think that it's December already. No, it's been 4 days into December. It's still strange to think that's December. Why is that? The year has almost ended. And we've not made too much progress in YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. I mean, we made some progress on YouTube. Sonic Frontiers isn't like doing as good as I'd hoped, but that's fine. I don't expect thousands of views or even hundreds. All I want is an excuse to play the game, and there's my excuse. I have no other way to play these games outside of just making videos on YouTube. And whether or not you guys want to stick around to watch them is up to you. But aside from that, Twitter's pretty much at a standstill, with mostly just bots watching only for some reason. I have been unfollowing bots. We're still at 14. And I think we might have a bot, but I'm not sure if that's just somebody who's a lurker who doesn't like watch or favor anything, or what have you. I'm not sure. I'm sure you can tell me if you are a bot or not, if you watch this stuff. Surely you do watch this stuff. Maybe you are on, the subscriber list, and you're like, I haven't been seeing any of his posts lately, and you're like, oh, I've been unfollowed because he thinks I'm a bot because I don't post anything at all. I've not posted anything, period. 0 posts. I haven't retweeted, I haven't done anything. I've only lurked. Well, I guess technically that's what I do. I haven't really favored much, and the ones that I have favored are very little and far and few in between. Right, Cat? Giving me those shy little eyes. Needless to say, yeah, that's been at a standstill. And I guess Instagram, to an extent, has got a small amount, but I never really expected Instagram to take off either. Instagram's basically just Facebook, but with images, and now probably videos, because they're trying to copy TikTok, apparently. And I guess that would also make sense why I haven't really been getting much attention on there, because Instagram's algorithm is like, nah, man, you gotta do videos. And I'm like, I don't do videos. I'm literally using you as my art dumping space. Which, I just remembered something. DeviantArt is doing this new mature bot filter thing, and it has been maturing all the safe for work stuff. Not all of it, but a lot of safe work stuff. So if you're wondering why I have to, sign in or make an account on DeviantArt to read any of the Elementals Reborn series, well, that's why, because for some reason DeviantArt's bot was mature. I mean, I can get episode 2 to an extent, the written story-wise based stuff, but that's, episode 1 doesn't deserve it. All things considered. Hopefully these fools can, fix this stuff. Hopefully. I really freaking hope they can. It's kind of annoying that they do this crap to us. They didn't even give us any notifications either. It was just boom, right there. I only found out randomly. Well, regardless, the entirety of that system is... A lot of people are complaining about it, so hopefully they'll either scrap it or at least fix it. What you want, Cadillac? Want to show everybody your face? Right there? You're just clawing on my jacket, or blanket. Moo. Meow. Yeah, there she goes. Scoffing at me. Alright, let's see. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the mature bot thing. So yeah, that's annoying. And I have 1,200 drawings. 1,200. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. I'm not going to look through every single one of them. So I'm hoping that they can revert this stupid system of theirs and try to get the bot to actually do things right. Hopefully. A lot of people on there are worried about their reputations, and they're like, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't want anything in my safe work stuff to be censored as mature. That's going to ruin my reputation. And the funny big thing about me is, I already draw mature stuff. I have no shame with that stuff. Nor should anybody have shame with that stuff. If you feel shame, get over it. It's a natural part of the human body to want to see stuff or make stuff that's a little bit more mature. Poke. And if they can't get over that, well, they don't deserve you. They don't deserve your talents. Now, if you make all mature stuff, then yeah, I guess that would make sense. But if you make a mix of almost everything like I do, then y'all really need to, get off of your high horse lewdness and whatnot, and just accept that this is something that people will do. You shouldn't really change it. You should embrace it. Fan service stuff for a niche audience. Although, that can only really go so far, and it depends on the characters you decide to use, because, oh boy. Man, just when I thought that, Made in Abyss couldn't get any more weirder, the next episode airs on Toonami, and I'm proven wrong, again. My god. So if you've seen that series, no massive spoilers, but Season 2, Episode 4. An animated formation. My god. 4 kids wouldn't touch that anime with a foot-long stick. There's no way they'd be able to censor all that stuff out. So, I don't even know how the hell I can go about talking about it. It's so damn weird. Ugh. It does make it difficult to, stick with it, but the story is too good, I just can't. I can't bring myself to stop. So, there's this toilet that's a bidet, but the bidet is actually a tentacle tongue, and it's so hard to just watch this series and not feel weirded out. Ugh. And the scene with Reg, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm into stuff like that, but not with a character like that. Freaking put Ozen in that situation, even though I'm pretty sure she doesn't have one anymore due to the whole, maybe not being human anymore? I don't know. I imagine her body, if she were to, get naked, would still showcase some, basic human elements, actual nipples, all that stuff, instead of just all of those weird things that she has embedded into her skin. I mean, I get that the author's a lolicon, but can we at least get some fan service with adult characters instead of that just, oh god. It gives the Genshin Impact fanbase a run for their money. And I've stated before that I have enjoyed the game. I enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I like the RPG aspect of Genshin. I do not interact with any of the fan base, and I only really got past to the dragon part and stopped playing after that. I probably could have continued playing. Hell, if I were to continue playing, I would probably create an account on Steam, and then we just have a series on it. And we try to get, a bunch of MILFs in our party instead of a bunch of children. Just to try to alleviate, ourselves from the toxic fan base. They're like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh god, and then instead I'm like, Electro MILF, other MILFs. I haven't gotten that far. I only know of, as far as I'm concerned, 2 adult characters. And one's electric, and the other one, I haven't gotten her yet. I don't know if you can get her. I don't know. Whether or not I decide to play that, it all really depends. Warframe is the first one on my list once Sonic Adventures 2 ends. Which is going to be a while before that ends. So unlikely I'm going to actually get to that game at the rate that I'm going. Especially trying to get these chows here. And if you all know Warframe, it's a pretty big game. Pretty big game with a lot of stuff to do in it. And there's a lot of updates apparently, and a whole lot of new stuff. So, who knows? That might be, a long-running series. If I were to have to choose between the two, Warframe is definitely the first one I'm going to make a series out of. Because I know that that's going to be lengthwise the same as Adventures 2. With us trying to get all the emblems, the A ranks, that's going to suck. And the chows at S ranks. 3 chows at that. S-ranked Chaos chows and all. But, yeah. All things considered, it's definitely not the first option. Second option, most likely. I don't know, even after that ends, would I even be able to have anything else in there? Warframe will keep us going for, some years ahead of time. And Genshin, probably in the same instance. Explore, do side missions and whatnot. One of those big MMORPGs, but then I don't know when it's going to get frustratingly painful to try to get through most of the game. Without having to, grind for a bunch of stuff. I mean, Warframe's in the same instance when it comes to grinding, but, I don't remember. I remember Warframe's grinding being, not as bad. I mean, getting the frickin', what was it called again? Formas? Those puzzle pieces looking things that allows us to basically ascend our gun, reset it back to 0, but get a new little notch in it so that we can, go on ahead and max out our mod capacities. God, I remember the mod system. Man, I really want to get back into that game again. I'm going to have to make a new account on Steam, though, unfortunately, but luckily it's a free-to-play game, so we don't have to worry about that too much. And if it's a new account, we might be able to just stick with it and not be like, but I want to create a new one. It's been so long since I've played this that it kind of feels pointless going back into it like this. Oh, God, I gotta mute that. But, yeah. I definitely do want to get back into that at some point. So we gotta try to get through most of Adventures 2 as quickly and efficiently as possible. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to get those chows maxed out, though. That's the problem. We almost went through the entirety of the missions. With currently on our list, only 3 stages left for the timed missions, and then we gotta go to hard mode. And then there's the paint... The cat just rolled over off the pillow. What's wrong, Mimu? Did you roll off the pillow? And there's the pillow, and then there's the bed, and she just rolled off her freaking back paw in the air. Why'd you scoff at me? That's your fault that you fell. But yeah, outside of that, there's still the hard mode missions, the karate tournament thing, which we might be able to do if we can get our chows maxed out. I'm not sure. And then there's the boss rush mode, which shouldn't be too hard if we can get our lives up higher. Because you know what happened with most of our lives? Well, you haven't seen it yet. It hasn't come out yet. The pain hasn't come out yet. The pain of 2 evils. I didn't think I would do that one first. After that, but, I really didn't feel like going through the frustrations of broken rail systems on both of those stages. And believe it or not, the other 2 stages after that were the most easiest ones, and one of them took us 1 try. The other one was mostly just a case of, well, we didn't find the Master Animal piece here, so we're going to restart, and we're going to see what we can do about this, and then boom! Easy enough, surprisingly. One of the most annoying Knuckles stages was easy enough to get an A rank in. Spoilers, but I guess it's not really a spoiler since it's more of a case of, oh hey, he gets an A rank on this one? I gotta see this episode. Better Rivals, the episode is called. I think number 64. And I was right to only record 6 episodes instead of 10. Because I think we're getting really close to the end of Frontiers. I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but I will say this. Spoilers for that series. We're on the last island. Somehow we're on the last island. Yeah. It's a little much to take into. Episode 10 is when that's going to occur. I feel like there was supposed to be more on the 4th island. I've read on Reddit that it felt like there was supposed to be more. Because that felt rushed. I feel like there was supposed to be at least a whole sequence with Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, a la like maybe Shantae style. Have Genie Hero, you know, where you play as Bolo, Sky, and Roddy Tops. I don't know how that would really have worked out too well, since we never really played as them to begin with throughout the entirety of the game. Yet they have DLC planned, or not DLC, a roadmap planned for 2023. So from the looks of it, it seems as though that the game wasn't completely finished yet. But that's fine. We could probably do a revisit in hard mode at some point in the future. I don't know when we do it. Maybe a year revisit once November hits or something. I mean, let's see. It seems as though that next year Minecraft and in conjunction to that Terraria is going to start. And I don't know when exactly, because it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, June. Second full week of June, apparently. So, literally 5.5 months for those 2 series to go by. Especially if we're going to be doing it like, what's the word? An episode a week of both. I mean, that's good, though, because it does give us more series on the channel. Art Time, Sonic Adventures 2 Battle, Minecraft, Game Crafters, Terraria. That's 5 series as opposed to 4 currently. You know, with the Sonic Power, well, not really Power Hour. The double Sonic games, followed by Game Crafters and Art Time. Which is good, I guess. Maybe. We are getting rather closer to closing out one chapter and opening up another. So we'll see how that turns out in the end. I'm thinking maybe 2 episodes left. Which if that's the case, then that means we'll have like 2 more freaking... I don't know. We'll see. We might try to make like 1 more episode at least. Maybe. Maybe have Sonic Adventures 2 kind of catch you up on like, you know, the season finale of Minecraft. Yeah, that would make sense. Maybe we have like a week hiatus, but with 1 episode or 2, depends, really. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to do this, because we're going to try to milk the last island as much as we can. Get all the medals, just to say we've gotten every single medal on the maps, even though there's no achievements for it. As far as I'm concerned, there's no reason for us to collect all of those medals, but I'm already all in. I already got Island 1, 2, and 3 done with. And spoilers, 4 doesn't have an island. End of spoilers. Or medals, as it say. It doesn't matter. I already ruined the spoilers anyway, so yeah. In the end of the day, it's going to be at least us not only completing the last bit of the game, but also us trying to just 100% everything. We're going to have to sit through 98 speed to ring transfers, and that is going to suck. Why did they do it like that? I don't understand why. Alright, we are 40 minutes in. And now we are creating the last bit of this drawing. Which should be simple enough, really. Emphasis on should be. We'll see. Alright, let's see here. So it's mostly going to be nature-based stuff. We're going to have some stuff here in a moment. Oh yeah, I didn't finish talking about the Main Abyss stuff. Do I want to talk about that because that still is a bit meh. Yeah, what's your opinion on that? Good story. Great story, Mrs. Q. And trying to alleviate from the awkwardness as we're just putting our freaking hands in a pile of fetishes and shit and whatnot. Ugh. Well, you know, it is what it is. What can you do? The Japanese have different customs. But then again, I can't even justify it. I can't find any reason to justify it. All it's got is a good story, good character designs. But, you can't. This is an anime you just can't recommend to anybody else. You can't recommend this to your friends. I would say give it a shot, but if you gave it a shot, you're probably going to be put on a list. Now, I'm going to watch whatever's on Toonami. And of course, to keep with the story, I definitely was going to watch the movie. Which, I said this before, but the movie was like, you know, heart-tugging, heart-warming, heart-wrenching, whatever the word is. With, you know, spoilers, child being turned into a briefcase and then a literal whistle. End of spoilers. I was a bit distraught, as well as everything else. I guess the one good thing about the series is it makes you feel uncomfortable. It's like a very specific brand of horror. You really just do feel complete and utter terror seeing these children going into this strange and dangerous and death-defying world. It really gets that across. It really shows that it's not fucking around. Where if you fuck around, you will find out twice as hard. The Abyss is like fuck around, multiplied by 2, and then you find out. Fuck around, find out, multiply by 2. What would that be? I'll let you guys try to figure that out. They fucked around. They found out 2-folds. But they can't turn back now. They're at a point of no return. There's no way to return back now without being turned into a horrific monster. Unless there's a device that prevents you from dying. But, you know, spoilers for that one instance being, you know, inside of that one relic, dying and getting reborn, and then dying again for Rico, whatever. End of spoilers. Yeah, it's very, it gets its dread across. If you can sift through all the other stuff. I will say that. Interesting creature designs, I will say that, but very deranged. And I thought I was deranged with all the stuff that I can create. Although then again, I haven't really gone too out there with stuff that I can create yet. Wait, did I save this tree, or is that... Oh, I must have saved that tree. Alright, good. You know, just in case I accidentally do something stupid with that, I'm going to create the tree now. There we go. Well, outside of that, we're getting close to the end of, like, the original instance of Inuyasha. We're at the part now where they, Now, somehow Kikyo manages to evade death for like the millionth time. Maybe. I don't know. We've only seen a cloaked figure. We're after the Chaos Arrow part now. Even in the freaking sequel, spoilers alert, she somehow manages to evade death by having her physical body be in the Tree of Ages for some reason. I don't remember the exact reasoning behind that, or how she did that. All I know is that you just can't seem to kill this woman off. That black-haired priestess girl, who I can't remember her name, the one who got hit by her own snake spell, and just her scream is etched into my freaking brain because it shows that so freaking often. They also show the freaking scene with Kagome getting her face licked by that centipede lady so goddamn often. They really seem to enjoy using that scene multiple times. I wonder if there's like memes on that. Whoops, CV. Oh wait, we already got C. I gotta go D now. But yes, she's constantly just, always screaming. Always showing that scene with her screaming. It has to have been like a dozen times they've shown her screaming. They just really enjoy seeing her scream, or hearing her scream, don't they? I wonder if it's different in the Japanese dub, because it's very specific. Or Japanese sub, the original. To me, the English one is the one. But, some people are probably like, how dare you? And I'm like, I dared. I will indeed dare, because I want to watch, not read. I don't watch with subtitles on. I watch and listen. How you not going to listen? How you not going to pay attention? Put all your focus on the show. Why do you think I don't watch this stuff while I'm creating here? I want to pay attention and see what's going on. That's how you catch up on very little or faint hints and whatnot. The only thing I don't really do that to for some reason is YouTube videos. Don't know why, but that's just what I've established. Anyways, yeah. Oh, also, I have come up with a really neat vine design, which is literally just using a brush that I have used, but for something that's underwater and it's opposed to above water. I'm sure you already know what it is. Alright, let's see, where are you? There you are. Okay. I wonder if you can see this while it's on the screen right now. There it is. And there's our vines. Now what you got? Go ahead and grab it. I don't know how big the final act was. I have vague memories of the final act, but I can't remember all of it fully. Yo, whoops, that's not where you're supposed to go. Vague memories, but not, able to really remember the whole entirety of the story and whatnot. Which, of course, makes sense, really. I expected to remember, since it's been so long. I vaguely remember it being on Toonami once before, but as I've said before, my memories of the series is very vague. Not very bright. I barely remember any of the freaking scenes or plots that occurred throughout the entirety of the original. Maybe I didn't watch the entirety of it. And maybe because when I was young, I was watching it more in fragments and segments instead of like a full, what do you call it? Which would make sense. Back then, when we were all kids, we never really had, the presence of mind to, watch things in canonical order or realize that there was actually, more to the story and plot line. Although I guess Inuyasha is more episodic outside of the main plot the filler, I guess you would call it. The filler instance. Although when it goes to the main plot, it sticks to the main plot. Well, except for that one instance with the story of Kikyo for some reason, but I think that's mainly because she somehow is not dead. Don't ask me how, but maybe there will be more to it, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a red herring. Why would her like arrow even be there if it wasn't? Why would her face be hidden if it wasn't a red herring? So collectors and everything, it's gotta be. There's no way it can be anyone else unless it's somebody. Unless it is somebody else, and you're all like, "No, you fool! It is a red herring. It's an obvious red herring." Which in this case, well, like, does it even matter at this point? I feel like she should just be put to rest at this point so she can finally find peace. But then again, I feel like her end was kind of, we don't want to have that kind of end. She should reconcile with Inuyasha, and then, everything is all right, and she can pass on peacefully. Peace on passfully. But like I said, we'll see. I barely have any memories of the show. And when Yashahime started, I was confused as to who Rin was, and it's pretty obvious when you watch the entirety of the original, and you're like, ah, yes, it's the child from that show, who is now 18, and somehow has children with the person that she's been following for probably not years, most likely months now. Yeah. Again, I still question why it was the only other option. Why was that the only other option, you may ask? Well, because they didn't really bother trying to give him another companion outside of her. They could have. Oh yeah, I'm still in Defiance. They could have given him another companion, but they didn't. They stuck with Rin and Jaken, and nobody else. Nobody else. Couldn't even add in another. But I guess it's too late now. Since it's already been animated and made. There's not you've already reached the point of no return. It is what it is now. It has already been created, and there's nothing more we can do. Same as it is with Made in Abyss. Same as it is with the second season of Promised Neverland. There's nothing much we can do. What the? How the hell did I select that? Was that already selected? Whatever. I would like to try to avoid, that rut that most good shows come into play in, where essentially it just. If I could take a picture of this without you getting, distracted. What you worrying for? You moved and now you're a little bit blurry. And cat was in a very funny position right there. I can show you that one. Hopefully it's showing. I don't know. I didn't even look to see if this is showing or not. Nope. Nope. There we go. There she is. Press down. Press down. There you go. Page down. Alright. Anyways, yeah. Trying to not fall into the same rut and just having the ending fall short. I kind of already know what I want the ending to be. For at least the first season, second season, third season, and maybe even the fourth season of Elementals Reborn. As well as Nova Guardians. Nova Guardians especially. Right, Cadillac. Although I don't know much of what I plan on doing in between and in there. Don't forget, Elementals Reborn is going to be a more episodic series. Currently, we are on the first arc, and that's basically the introduction to the main group of the series. with Gwyneth, Ariella, Mine, Genthru, and of course Domador. Can't forget about Domador. And I wouldn't say this is spoilers, not really. We know for a fact that oh yeah, you're down there, never mind. We know for a fact that Melina isn't going to be added into the group. Any instance that we've drawn of the characters consists primarily of those 4. 5 is a crowd in the beginning, so we're going to try to stick with 4 for a bit. With having some characters like branch off and do their own little like side missions and whatnot, while the others do their own thing somewhere else. I mean, the group isn't going to stay together like the whole time. There's going to be some instances where, like, you know, one character goes off and does something with a side character, with the others being preoccupied with something else. Whether that be sleeping or, you know, dealing with 3 deranged sisters who are obsessed with you, and you're too innocent to realize that you're in their trap. Little spoilers for probably episode 11 or 12, depends on when I want that to be. I have no idea how I'm going to go about doing singular episodes, because, you know, with Nova Guardians, it consists of 44-minute reading match, and with about 55 to 60 kilobytes worth of writing. Well, 60 is about as max as we can get, apparently. Which is kind of annoying, but you do. So, we do, at the very least, have a significant amount of, a significant amount of, like, practice to do, story-wise. To tell a story, to, like, figure out how things go and whatnot. I mean, with Adventurous Army, we have 2-episode arcs. A lot of the stuff feels like I need more writing to be able to actually make work. I do a read and imagine every time I create the stuff, where I have a timer set, and when it gets to 22 minutes, that's when we close it off. Or at least attempt to close it off. The dialogue is the dialogue. And the actions and sequences can be as long as you need it to be to try to make it, or long or short as it needs to be to try to make it fit within a 22-minute time frame. I mean, that's what you mostly need, dialogue and the ability to describe a scene. I should try to describe scenes much more often, though. Because we got, like, the comic cover panels, basically, like, showing you what the area is for most of it. So far, the only scenes that we have created so far being the town of creation and Ariella Mine's castle. And we've drawn them a few times. For a comic cover, for that dinner party. You know, that one dinner party, you know, this one right here. For this sequence, you see all of this going down here. You've seen that before. Followed by, it would be an album 52, right? Followed by the Mine bathing chamber, of course. And, of course, the other 2 mature stuff, which I can't show, and one of which is exclusives of Subscribestar. Which means you definitely can't show that here. Even though it's just a simple naked mother. Naked MILF. Boobs and vagina being shown and all. But YouTube probably wouldn't like that at all. So we can't show that, unfortunately. Nor will we, because it's $10 to see, alongside all the other stuff that I create. I'd say it's worth it. It's definitely worth it for the amount of stuff that I've created so far. If you're like a first-time subscriber, you're definitely getting your money's worth for this, because of all the stories and creations that I've made. So yeah. I'm glad that we're still going strong with that. But part of me still worries. Ah, shit, I forgot to do something. I don't know, whatever. There's not much I can do right now about it. I just gotta wait until it's time. Alright, anyways. Yeah, that's what we've got going for us so far. An introductory arc. We're about to technically go into our next arc in Nova Guardians soon. I think like a 3-episode arc, which basically is just going to be them getting commanders to fill out the rest of the quota. I think there'd be like 6 teams, and then like the rest of the characters being like, this job's a little bit too much for us, and then they just go on ahead and be given the opportunity to still work in Nova Guardians, but in a completely different department that's safer, but still vitally important. Because Kihana is going to give them that option. He's not going to not give them the option. I mean, he knows how dangerous the job is, and if people aren't able to handle it but still want to help, he will give them the opportunity to go somewhere else. Probably going to be stated in episode 8, most likely, if I would have to take a wild guess. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. For now, though, we gotta introduce a very particular ranking system that Tina's made. I don't know when this was going to be made. I think this is the last... Yeah, I've stated before in previous Art Time episodes. The last week of December is when we're going to post that story, most likely on a Sunday. So we'll see. We keep saying we'll see, but again, we will see. Alright. I guess we'll just go on ahead and do this. This part doesn't matter too much because there's going to be a lot of leaves covering up this part of the tree. Nice branches coming off the trees and whatnot. Anyways, I don't know when it's going to be. The next episode of Elementals Reborn. I know it's going to be next week. Probably late next week. So I guess in the meantime, just be patient. The time will come for the series to, continue. I mean, let's see. There's this drawing, followed by finishing up the season finale of My Luna Academia. Followed by Ebony, posting Adventures Ami's of the story, writing up that story. Then making the Ebony and Ivory story. And of course, the animals drawing that has to be in between in and there. Doing animals mainly because I think we need that more right now. If you don't know where we're at currently, I feel like we do kind of need to get some more animals drawings done with, so we don't run into a situation where it's just all animals and all others in the last months. I mean, it's fine if it has to be that way, but if I can help it, I'll try to prevent that from occurring so that we don't have to be like in that situation again. That's primarily why I had it set to where I basically just drew one other's drawing and 2 animals drawing every other month, or the row. We aren't even using the row system anymore. We used to do like a row of 8, but now that's not really something we're following anymore. I mean, the row system is there. It's just now it's been replaced with coming up with 10 drawings to do for the month instead. And the rows are now segmented into 10 instead of 8. Prior, we were doing segments, which is basically just 4. Once we got into a certain point. Then we stopped doing that, and now we've come up with a new production schedule here. one that's more reasonable than my frickin' regular job's production shit. Now that we've come up with a much better schedule for us, despite the fact that we got so many drawings to make. Even after all those are done with, I still need to go on ahead and get 2 thumbnails made for Minecraft and Terraria. That's going to take a while. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm not sure. I really am not sure. You know, I honestly didn't expect for it to end so soon. We might finish up the story fully next week. Who knows? But, you know, it's been a fun story. It's been a fun ride. Despite episode 5's mess, everything has been going relatively smooth. And, you know, once the game gets more updates throughout 2023, maybe, you know, once November 8th occurs, or whatever would be considered November 8th for next year, maybe we'll revisit the series. Now that we know what to expect in the series, we could probably make a much nicer looking thumbnail with all the characters that we want to put in there. But hard mode instead of normal mode, don't know how that's going to go. Like, a lot of the game was pretty much easy. So far, the final island looks like a lot more of a pain in the ass. Then again, I kind of avoided most of those annoying douchebags. So I'm not sure. Like, once we got past the first island, we mostly avoided them, mainly because of the annoying things that they did with the shield, and then there was spikes and blocking it like the ninja. Oh god, I don't know if my brain is ready to redo that 1-2 of Sky Sanctuary. So far, all the stages haven't been too bad, but we'll see what that's going to be like on the final island. So far. This 1-2 was the one that's been the most egregious and annoying. I feel like we need another tree over here. I mean, why not? Let's get another tree, shall we? How long have we been at this so far? An hour. Not bad, all things considered. I'm not sure what I plan on doing after this. Once 11 o'clock hits, it's Rick and Morty time. See how that's going. I will say the last episode of Rick and Morty was definitely something. I thought it was going to be a little bit more jokey, but when I saw that suicide warning, whew. Yep. Looks like it's getting serious. Makes me wonder what the end of this season is going to be like. I mean, surely they wouldn't just kill Rick off, right? And even if they did kill Rick off, you know, they could probably do something that's... What? Oh, never mind. I thought that was doing something stupid, but no, it's just the thing changed color. I'm not sure. It seems like they might have a lot of seasons in mind, right? I mean, what are you doing, Cat? Cat's just stretching and messing with the camera. I mean, Rick and Morty can go for as long as they have ideas for, like, very particular episodes. Filler, basically. Which is not really filler, because it's an episodic series. With, like, splot splinkled in. Plot sprinkled in. Kind of like how Cowboy Bebop does it. I'm sure that's not the first one that does it, but that's the only one that I can really think of reference-wise. That's an old series that's done something like that. Where essentially they just have, like, you know, the cast of people doing stuff. Now it started with just Spike and Jet. And then, I can't remember, was it Faye who was added in next? Maybe. It's either Faye or Ein. Pretty sure Ed was added in last. Been a while. I don't remember the exact order most episodes went in. But I have some inclination. Ah, this is the one. I have some inclination, I think I might, no, I'll just stick with this, as to what most of the episodes were like. Although I really don't know, like, how the end plays into all of this. Spoilers if you haven't seen it. We don't really know if Spike is dead or if he became the new leader of the syndicates and then left the bounty hunter lifestyle. Which, if he did, well, I guess that really just ends the Beep Bop story, because Ed's already left to try to find her deadbeat father, who didn't even bother trying to freaking, like, give her a chance to answer if, you know, she wanted to live with him or not. And he just runs in his little truck, chasing meteors instead of being a good dad. And it really is a theme of anime with a lot of bad fathers. And you know what? Nova Guardians is no different. It's not really a spoilers, because it is kind of hinted with, like, most of the conversations and whatnot with Tina and most characters. I will say, I'm kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to get, like, a really good end of the 5th episode. I didn't have enough time. And you know how much that sucks to not have enough time? Well, not time. Space, technically. Because the kilobyte was really starting to chomp at the bits. I had to, like, cut off, like, a sequence of words to kind of try to close it off as quickly as I can without things going awry. And I'm worried that once the 6th episode comes out, I'm not going to be able to get the next episode text in. I should be able to. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to. Maybe I just get rid of the links leading to all the other stuff that I have instead. Worst case scenario, that's what we do. So that's technically our limiter for Nova Guardians, is the fact that we only have, like, a max of 60 kilobytes to work with. Technically it's 64, but for some reason 4 kilobytes is located to God knows where. I have no idea. Viridescent swatch. But for now it doesn't exactly matter. Alright, let's see. We're gonna get a nice fog in the back instead. Nice green fog in the back. Because why not? We already got so much being shown. Although I guess... shit. I guess what I could do... I gotta go back to my swatches now. Viridescent. Is just make a few more bushes at the bottom. At the very least. There we go. Alright, let's see. Yeah, you can barely see most of those bushes there. At least let's try to get the bottom a little bit more shaded in and whatnot. Well, hopefully this time around we won't have any problems trying to post this freaking video. For some reason, we had a hard time trying to post, I think, the previous Art Time episode, Mina's Bath Chamber. That one was annoying. For some freaking reason, it was, like, stuck on 95 processing. I don't know why. It fixed the next day, but seriously, that's just annoying that that stuff happens. Alright, now let's go back to swatch. Or fog swatch. And let's move everything back over here, and then we can get this going. I gotta say, it is a pain to get perspective right. I did as good as I could. I hate perspective sometimes, you know? Trying to get things exactly the way you want it to look. It's not easy. Even in that one drawing in the one that I showed you earlier in this episode. It's still a pain to get right. I feel like there's still some things there that need to be adjusted. What are you doing, cat? Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it tonight, because I still got to do Game Crafters. The entirety of the next episode of Game Crafters is going to be menu building again. Or the main menu this time. I'm still going to be writing up the words as I have been writing them up. And I still got to figure out how the hell I'm supposed to make thoughts. I wonder if I can do that in Photoshop. Maybe I'll look it up. We'll see, cat, right? Right, you mean? I can imagine you're just going to look at me. Ooh, snoop. Yeah, we'll see. And we'll see what we can do. But right now, we just got to build the menu system. Main menu system. And that's when we can test... Well, we can't really test it out yet. That's when the autosave system is going to be implemented fully. Legitimately, instead of like the dev control commands and whatnot. It's working at the very least. We know that much for a fact. And we also got like the progress done with in that particular menu instance. I still need to do a few other things like zone transfers. You know, if you're loading in a sequence, it loads in the zone and levels stuff. And then the scene takes you to whatever zone equals the zone that you're on. Then, of course, I got to get the music done for that, which I haven't done first level's music yet. I got at least the zone's music done with, but the levels, no, I haven't done that done with yet. I need to at some point. Because with that one, I got to implement the music into the template level that I decide to use. And it's better to do that then than to have to wait until all the levels are made. So I don't have to sift through like 20 to 30 scenes putting in the music and making sure each and every one of them works properly when we can get one in and then test it from there. But, yeah. All in all, there's still much that we need to do to the start menu. But we're not going to worry about polishing everything just yet. We'll polish it once we've gotten to a point where technically we can consider it a demo. Alright, I didn't get moss color in, but that's... I guess I should have figured as much. Alright, go back to the Chrome Horse Watch again. Do I have a dedicated moss color, or do I just want to use one that I've already got? I guess I can use Ruin with number 7. Sure, why not? We'll shade and texture it as we see fit. Currently, right now, the only things that I need to get done with in that one department. Also, I probably should do this. Oops. We gotta get the menu for the stuff for the menu built. And then once the menu is built, we get navigation going, get all the other stuff built there, statistics and whatnot. Implement those in some way, shape, or form. And of course, once that's been taken care of, and we have the ability to navigate through the menus if we've got everything we need, like blockology, mapology, and stuff like that, with music library being something that's worked on as we create more zones and make more soundtracks for the game. So we can't exactly finish that up fully yet, but as that goes on ahead and does its thing, we will start making the first zone and get all that taken care of. Grid by grid we'll do it. I also need to get the world map made. That's gonna be a pain. And the cat's scratching shit again. Stop it. And then I say once the zone is made, we get the finish block made, get the system made, navigation and whatnot, the UI and all that stuff. Logology stuff. Probably going to work off of certain zone completions. If a thing is greater than this particular number, then it moves over and does its thing. I also figured out that long is basically just the same as int, except it's like 64-bit as opposed to 32, which is good. It's fine by me. As long as we can utilize that for certain things, it's fine. Right, cat? Which means we might need long for all the others. I guess it depends. I think I might have the lever system we use there, maybe. Most likely. Well, we don't even have to really utilize that. We could just like to check to see if that is greater than that, and if that is, set the number to 1. The local number to 1 on the map system. Easy, right? Yeah. Alright, she's just walking away now. I'm gonna get some, I guess, mist here. So, yeah. Once the finish block is made, once all the levels are made, and once, like, you know, everything there is set, we optimize, play test, and see if everything works. Once we got to a point where it looks like it's basically a finished game with only one particular zone, and basically 3 levels that we can't really access, then basically we're finished there in the optimization department. The only thing we'll need to do next then after that is just make more zones and more levels. Pretty much. Right, cat? But as I said, we'll see. I don't really know how this is going to play out yet. It's taken us a while to get through to the things that I wanted to get through. But I never really expected for us to be able to get done with this before the year ends. Probably around maybe February or March we'll get, like, potentially, not an actual demo, because that's not something we want to do. But some other system in mind, like it's demo-worthy, but we're not going to make a demo out of it yet. Or ever. Or maybe we would, I'm not sure. Maybe make like a demo build or something. I need a drink. Alright, let's see. Yeah, tree, I guess we'll just put you in the mist instead. Fog 1C. Alright, how about blue? Or purple? Oh yeah, purple looks good. And of course, fog 1D. Dark blue or dark purple? Or maybe dark green. Yeah, dark green could work. And make this 25 or something. And maybe the same with the fog, 25. Or not. Maybe 15 instead. There we go. Okay, good. Great. Fantastic. We're almost done, folks. Surprisingly. Sun rays, even though I don't know if this is the sun. It looks like it's pretty dark. I'm not sure what kind of color I want to go for here. A nice light blue. How about this one? Too bright. How about this one? A nice cool blue. Raining down on her head. There we go. Yes. I will say this for a fact. We got basically everything we need set for a Terraria series. Dukem with his familiar outfit and sunglasses. to make it so that Duke always is shown as Duke instead of like an armored person with their eyes showing. Duke cannot be seen without his glasses. And we already got the world set. I think I said this before somewhere. Was it in Sonic Frontiers? I can't remember. But we already got the world set. We got tin, iron, tungsten, and gold. The perfect set for Duke. I'd say silver would have been nice to have, but it's fine. It's fine as it is. We never really looked too far. We just dug down until we can find some things on the radar changing, and we found everything we wanted. We didn't really find any chests, nor do we want to find chests. We don't really I'm probably not going to even remember either. Even though it's going to be like a few weeks from now, I wasn't really paying attention to the landscape and putting all that in my memory. I was just paying attention. Alright, what kind of ores do we have here? And then boom. I don't really care either way for, I guess, the hard mode ores or something. I mean, would it be nice to get titanium? I mean, not tungsten. Titanium would be nice. Again, a drunk world would probably be the best of both worlds. It's just I don't really like the way all the other modifiers are applied to that one. If there is a way I can just, like, mod my game to have all the ores and all the corruption, that would be great. But we're going to go over to classic experience instead. Alright, now I need the shadow rays. The good thing about Terraria, though, is I don't need this keyboard over there to play it. Sure, W is used on occasion, but it's like the rope stuff, but it's not like we really use those that much, right? It's just left and right. Until A breaks, which it might at some point, who knows. Oh wait, shit. Oh wait, no, it's supposed to be 10, what am I saying? That's, it's different. It's 10 for the rays, 10, 30, or 50, depending on the darkness for regular old shadows. Oh wait, shit. Don't do that one yet. I feel like our first objective is going to be for Duke to try to acquire a nice-looking house, starter house. So we just get a bunch of wood, a bunch of stone, see if we can get some iron immediately so that we can get ourselves the sawmill thingy. So I think just needs me to get an anvil, a few other things. We're basically just going to rush to try to make a nice-looking house. As best as I can, of course. And when nighttime hits, we're going to go underground, in the caves instead. Try to find some more ores and whatnot. Is that right, cat? Wish your tail at me, why don't you? Alright, let's see. Okay, the effects. And we are an hour and a half in almost, so we made good time here. I spend like an hour watching or listening to Markiplier playing the new Bendy game, which I'm probably never going to play. At least at this particular time. We already have our series pretty much set right now. Unlikely that we will go on ahead and play any horror games to that Excalibur, unless I can somehow manage to implement it in a very particular way. Oh, I'm already on effects, I didn't realize that. I'm not sure how else I'd be able to do it. Every other week, maybe? But then again, I'd need to get my hands on, like, more money to be able to buy and get more stuff. And it's not even, like, a worthy sound investment either, because, as I've said, we are not making any progress on YouTube anytime soon. I say as I'm playing Sonic Frontiers that I spent $60 on. But that's just something I have been wanting to play, enjoy, and I haven't. So, which is surprising because, well, I enjoyed Forces for what it was. And then the colors remake, as buggy as most of it was. I've never really had that same experience that most fans had where they just say it's a bad game. Because I've enjoyed it for what all these games were so far. But I've been really enjoying Frontiers, and it's sad to see it end soon. Apparently, from what I've heard, the ending is lackluster. I guess we'll find out soon enough. I don't know if that means story-wise or any otherwise. Like, surely there's a final boss for us to take down, right? Surely, right? That big overlooming threat that's, about to come at us at full force. Surely we're going to fight the boss there, and it's not just a case of to be continued in next game or in 2023 roadmap or something. Surely that's not the case, right? Because that would be... No, if that were the case, then people would be like, yeah, no, the ending completely sucked. And not just like it's a lackluster ending. If it's story, I get it. If it's a good final boss, that's fine by me. But I'm not sure yet. We're on the last island, and it's just so weird how close we are to being done. Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to get some stuff set for Minecraft and Terraria soon. No, I don't like that one. What if I did dark blue instead? Oh, yeah, dark blue looks better. This is a much darker blue. Dark blue area. Another one. Right now I want some eye glow. Which we got yellow-green effects. I don't remember using this. I don't think I even used this for this. If I did, well, that doesn't make any sense because I don't think I did swatches yet at this point. Was it vivid lighting that we needed? Probably. And there's a reason why she's covering her mouth up. There's a lot to this character you don't know about. But she's covering her mouth up for one very particular reason. And you won't know that reason until the story for this is made and until we can get to that point. Which won't happen until Nova Guardians ends. Which, again, is going to take a while, right? Just closing your eyes and looking up at the vent that's going. Vent blowing in warm air. Right, Moo? That vent right there, blowing warm air. I don't know if I was looking in the right direction. I'm not going to bother trying to see. Alright, now it's time to finish this off. Let's see. Oh, that looks good. That does look good. Okay, well, if we can't find anything else... Oh, that's the one I've been using. Right? Yeah, that's the one I have been using. That makes it a bit too dark. Let's see. Too dark. Too dark. But I also like the calmness. But also I like the... Well, if we like that, then we could just do this for this. Yeah, and keep the central area sticking to that. Right? Yes, from this to this. There we go. Would there be anything else here that I want to try to implement? Green? Nah. I think this is good. We don't need any greens. Some nice teal colors works fine for us. Oh, well, with that being said, it looks like that's all. Surprisingly. Although these particular ones never usually take that long because it's just one character. So I'm not too happy with the perspective, but maybe that's fine. For now, that's all I can really do with the perspective. So, with effects, without effects. With effects, without effects. It's a huge difference. Even the eyes look completely different with the effects on. It really is a huge difference, isn't it? Well, there we go, folks. Another episode done and over with. And we're also getting close to episode 100, which is going to hopefully be the Bob Ross parody video of us drawing a landscape drawing of his, probably in January or February, who knows. So anyways, that's all for today's episode, folks. So, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe for more, check out that there playlist. And of course, previous episode of Art Time right over here. And the most recent episode of Sonic Adventures 2. No, Sonic Frontiers, because that was on Friday. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Later.